Don't disrespect yourself trying to earn the respect of others. I say this because I've been in situations where I caught myself doing exactly that. I lowered my self-worth and my boundaries just to get someone else's approval. But the interesting thing is, I'm usually not like this. I'm a person who sets boundaries, limits, and I call out people on their actions. I consistently show my self-respect. But what I've started to realize is that with certain people, I allow them to get away with a lot of things. And this can happen for different reasons. Some people do this with those they think they have more money or they are older than them. They might even see them as a better person and put them on a pedestal above themselves. And lately I've realized that I was letting certain people get away with a lot of things and I wasn't calling them out like I normally would. And this is exactly why the main point of this message is about letting people miss out on you. Sometimes that's exactly what you have to do. It's never worth trying to force people into your life or earn their acceptance if it costs you the respect you have for yourself. It's not worth it if you have to let them cross your boundaries or you have to pretend to be someone else so that they will like you. If they won't accept the real you, sometimes it's just not worth having them in your life. Of course, we all have friends we are more forgiving with. I'll let my best friend get away with a lot of things I wouldn't let an acquaintance get away with. But you have to put a limit on that too. And what I've come to understand is that people become comfortable with whatever you allow them to normalize. When people are in your life, believe it or not, they are going to test your boundaries. They want to see if you mean what you say. And they wonder if that boundary is real or they can cross it and get away with it. Subconsciously, people will test how far they can go. If they see that they can get away with disrespecting you, they will keep pushing. But with others, they might think I'm not going to mess with him or talk to him like that because I know he'll get upset or retaliate. And this all depends on the respect they have for you based on the boundaries you have set for yourself. Whatever you allow people to get away with consistently, they will become comfortable doing. They will keep pushing to see the limit where you finally say stop or you say no. People will just continue pushing until they see that limitation. You have to be aware of this and set your boundaries. Don't normalize people getting away with things. It could be as simple as people consistently asking you for money because they know you don't have the strength to say no. Or maybe they call you names because they know you won't do anything about it. And sometimes this disrespect isn't even intentional. Most times it's subconscious. And people might think, I'm not disrespecting him because that's what he's always allowed me to do. And when it gets to that point, you know you're in bad territory. And remember that it's much harder to earn back the respect once you've lost it. If you've normalized someone always doing a certain thing, it will be hard to change that without them seeing you differently. That's why you have to enforce your boundaries early on, especially in relationships. And I think for me, and maybe a lot of you, the reason we don't enforce boundaries was fear. We feared their reaction. We feared they wouldn't want to be in our lives if we had respect for ourselves or if we stood up to them. And that's exactly where the idea of letting people miss out on you comes in. You have to understand that some people just aren't worth it. You have to question if lowering your standards to keep someone in your life is even a good thing for you. What value does it really bring? They might have a certain status or provide one good thing, but don't let that make you overlook all the other negative things they bring. The disrespect, the negativity, the feeling that they can get away with things. A lot of time, the bad outweighs the good. You might be so caught up in the feeling of that one good thing, like having a pretty girlfriend, getting physical intimacy, or just having someone to talk to, that you now overlook all the other red flags in their life. And I'm speaking from experience. I've done this with multiple people. I'm just now becoming aware of it so I can start changing my habits and setting new boundaries. I'm okay with how people react to it, even if some of them don't want to be in my life anymore because they're not willing to accept the new version of me. Some people aren't willing to adapt to new boundaries and realize they can't get away with things they used to. When you mess up and do something wrong to someone else, an apology is enough. The step you take to actually make a change yourself is enough. What you should never do is to think you owe that person something. I got into this headspace where I felt I owed someone so many things, and as a result, I lost respect for myself. Don't ever get into a situation where you mess up and then to earn back their trust, you start normalizing things you don't usually accept. You start diminishing your own words and not holding them accountable for their actions. If a relationship is negative, you can own up to your actions, make changes, and apologize. Just own your mistake. Don't let that make you diminish your own self-respect or put that person on a pedestal just to get them to accept you again. When you start doing this, when you start respecting yourself, a lot of people are going to start missing out on you. They won't be willing to accept the new version of you. They might not forgive your mistake or respect your boundaries. Some will even feel entitled, like you owe them something, and they will expect more than just an apology and a change of behavior. That's where you have to draw the line. If you get too caught up in trying to be who others want you to be for their approval, you end up suffering and losing a lot of self-respect. Like I've said before, sometimes people just aren't for you. People grow out of your life. People are temporary, and nobody is truly permanent. The people in your life now might look completely different in a year, 3 years, or 5 years. Don't get so attached to people that you do anything and everything to keep them around. You have to understand that sometimes there are better people out there for you in this current season of your life.